As a crew, peace and blessings. Great day for spirit, part of full moon. We are grateful for all that have come and will be joining us this day. Hope that you are well and safe and are practicing the physical distancing in a way that is beneficial for you and yours and your family. I'm grateful for the presence, for the time. Trust that everyone has had a restful night's sleep, had an opportunity to get out under the full moon, do some of our movements. We are in the process of preparing to move forward, so let me really get into what's happening for today's session. So, as usual, we start off with my adumbration, and then we're going to get right into the movement. So, as usual, we'll start with our Shiasha for the masters that have gone before us, for the ancestors, and then between each other. After that, we get into our Asar Stance. We'll get into our Qigong. We'll get into the Yang form. Again, we're going to review the ward off right and left exercises. We're going to go over ward off to the right with the hands. Today, I'm going to also introduce grasping the bird's tail as a flow from that. And then what we're going to do is really get into the grasp the bird's tail portion, and we'll get into detail around that in terms of the footwork on our next session. And then what we'll do is we'll do the moon cycle movements together as we're still in the full moon cycle. So we'll go through the full moon portion of the form. We'll then place you in the proper orientation and position with your feet so that we can start to build strength in the grasp the bird's tail if we have time. I'm thinking we're going to probably spend more time on Thursday with that, because that way it will afford us the opportunity to really dive into that new movement, because it's, I like to call it our leap of faith. And so it affords us an opportunity to get you used to first making the leap and then being able to move the body and move those feet in ways that you have complete confidence. All right. So thanks for tuning in, and we're going to get started. All right, let's get to a position where we're at Wu Chi position. Heels together for a 90-degree angle. Bottom is tucked, arms relaxed at the sides, unless I've taught you otherwise. Okay. So I'm not going to be going over the feet as much as we did in the past, because we've already done all that with up to this section. So if you need to see the feet or any of those pieces, just let me know, and that'll be something that we can review or that you can go check out on our YouTube channel. So we're good with that. All right. So we're going to get right on in here with our feet, Wu Chi position. Bring the hands up to pyramid hands for 2 breaths. Shift all the way to your right leg. You're going to come up on your left toes. You're going to step to your left, a little bit wider than shoulders width. Heel first. Going to balance the weight between the legs so they're 50-50. Sit down on the legs and tuck your bottom. 2 breaths right here. Going to open up the hands as we move into the Asar Stance position. Again, you want to see your legs as the roots of a tree extending down into the earth. You want to see your torso as the tree trunk. Your arms are the branches, and your hands are the leaves. Your head is floating above the body, balanced directly on top of the spinal column, the golden thread leading into the heavens, anchoring it in place. We're going to go for 16 breaths today. A little bit lower. Pyramid hands. Shift the weight to the right leg, sliding the left foot in to the Wu Chi position. 2 breaths. And let the hands fall as you exhale. Shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. Wu Chi position. Again, that's the heels coming together, forming a right angle or 90-degree angle or capital L. Knees are straight but unlocked. Bottom is tucked. Shoulders are relaxed. We're doing the bellows breathing. Bring the hands into pyramid hands. 2 breaths. Shift all the weight to the right leg. Pick up the left toes. You're going to step to the left again. A little wider than shoulders width. Heel first. Balance the weight between the legs. Sit down. 2 breaths. Into the position of holding the golden balls, palms up. 2 breaths. Make sure the knees and toes and hands are all pointing the same direction. Rotate the palms into oneness. Okay, rabbit through the chute, reaching back behind the kidneys. Not higher than the center of the forehead. Into oneness. 2 breaths. Into the turtle, chin down. Breathe out to the drawbridge. Bending from the hips, keeping the butt back flat. 2 breaths. Point the hands between the legs, 2 breaths. into oneness. Now we get into the elbows. Two more. Oneness. Right hand on top of left hand, palms up, thumbs touching, arms and hands not touching the body. 4 breaths. Take the left hand, bring it on top, rotate it so the palms are facing. I want to see a ball of gold and white light like the sun in between the palms of the hands. Into oneness. Into the turtle. Out to the drawbridge. Point the hands. Into oneness. Pyramid hands. Shift the weight to the right leg and slide that left foot in. Let the hands come down as you exhale. Shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. All right, feet parallel, shoulders width. So we're here. Palms forward. As you exhale, let the hands come down. Gonna interlace the fingers, palms out. Gonna press the hands to heaven. So you go 8 times. Remember to come up on the balls of the feet as you come up. Last one. Let the hands come on down and we go right into the gathering. Two more. One more. Last one. And we shake it out. All right, feet parallel, shoulders width. We go right on into swinging hands, swinging arms. All right, another swing. Let them stop naturally. The goal is to doing it up to 90 seconds. That's what we want to build up to. Now we're going to sink down. And we're going to open the chest. And we do this 5 times. And last one. All right, we shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. Opposite hand, opposite leg. All right. If you need to grab a sip of water, now would be a good time. A sip. Again, you should already be hydrated from the normal practices that we have. So I want you to understand, if your body is already naturally hydrated, you should be good. What you want is to keep your throat moist. And one of the ways you do that is that's why we breathe through the mouth. And that's the other reason behind why the tongue is at the roof. We'll get into that a little bit later, probably on one of our Sunday sessions where we get into more depth about what we're doing here. So that's kind of an augmentation or supplement to what we're doing as our Sundays on IG, Sundays with Sabah. Okay, now you're gonna go ahead, put that right hand on top of the left hand right here. We're gonna start with shifting the weight to the right, turning the waist to the right. Gonna rotate the hands, and we're gonna come back to your left. As we do what we call wave hands like clouds in a stationary position. Nice and big. Keep the bottom tucked. And we're shifting the weight from side to side also. All right, we come back to the center, hands down. Sun rises over the mountain and sun sets. As you remember from one of our earlier talks, this movement pushes the energy through the first two of the primary psychic channels in the body, the Jin Mo and the Du Mo. All right, good. So now, let's start this next one. We're going to ward off to the right, and we're going to go with our ward off right and left 4 breaths. So here we go, 4 breaths. You're going to turn, hold it here for 4 breaths. On the fourth exhale, you're going to shift the weight to the right leg and step down on the foot. 4 more breaths. Remember to get the hands in the proper hand placement. Keep the bottom tucked. On that fifth in-breath, we're going to shift the weight back to that left leg. Rotate to the front as you exhale. Sun rises over the mountain and sun sets. Now we're going to ward off to the left. Hold for 4 breaths. As you exhale, shift the weight, step down on the left foot. Breathing in, shift the weight back to the right leg. Toe up on the left. Rotate to the front. Sun rises over the mountain and sun sets. Two more times. And shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. Okay, now we got that. Now we're going to go through 3 times in a row. We're going to go over sunrises over the mountain and sunsets to ward off to the right, shifting the weight and back. All right, so I'll call it out so folks don't get confused. Here we go, sinking down. Sunrises over the mountain and sunsets. Ward off to the right, toe up. Shift the weight, step down on the foot as you exhale. Inhale, come back to the left. Exhale as you rotate to the front. Sun rises over the mountain and sun sets. Sun rises over the mountain and sun sets. And we ward off to the right, toe up. Shift the weight. Shift the weight. Rotate to the front. Sun rises over the mountain and sun sets. Sun rises again. Ward off. Shift the weight. Shift the weight. Pivot. Sun rises over the mountain and sun sets. Shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. Feet parallel, shoulders width. Now, what we're going to do is to prep for grasp a bird's tail, okay? So I'm gonna move it a little bit so you can see a little bit of my feet. That was cute. All righty, we're gonna get that fixed. There we go. Moving a little too much energy for my space protector. All right, so now you can see my feet at our feet parallel, shoulders width. All right, so here we go, sinking down. Sun rises. No, you can't see my head, but my head is in the heavens, so that's okay right now. I'm gonna ward off. You're gonna shift the weight. Gonna come up on the toes on that left foot. Gonna keep your butt tucked. You're gonna step towards your camera. And when we look at most, you're gonna step towards here with the left foot. Heel first. Shift the weight. You're gonna shift all that weight and pivot on that back heel. See, pivot on the heel. While you're doing that, you're gonna bring that left hand up in the horse stance position at the heart level. The right hand comes down and grasps the bird's tail that's sitting on your thumb, and it's gonna stroke it. See it? Grasp the bird's tail and stroke it. Step back, feet parallel, shoulders width. We'll do it again. Sun rises over the mountain. Sun sets. We ward off. We shift the weight. Toe up. We step. We pivot and the arms come up and we stroke and grasp the bird's tail. Can we do it one more time? Sun rises. And if you're feeling a little uncomfortable, you'll understand why we call it the leap of faith. Shift the weight, grasp the bird, ward off. Shift the weight up on the left toes. Step. Grasp the bird's tail and stroke it. Okay? Now, you want about 80% of your weight on that front left leg, about 20% of your weight on the back leg. You're gonna tuck your bottom, 4 breaths right here. All right, as you inhale, step back. Exhale, pivot so the feet are not straight and parallel. Shake it out. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our moon cycle to the right. There we go, come back and focus a little bit on that grasp the bird's tail because you can see the feet, how the feet need to move. And then we'll focus on the arms and hands. We'll focus on the arms because the hands don't move. Don't have to worry about that. The arms are moving. So here we go, sinking down. Sun rises. Remember, we're doing the moon cycle. We go into ward off. Shift the weight. We're gonna go and step. So we grasp the bird's tail, pivot, and stroke it. You're gonna shift all that weight to the left leg, turn out on the right toes, step. This hand comes up. Here's the ball. I'm gonna take the ball and roll the ball. Now we're gonna shift the weight back to the left leg and hands come down at a 45-degree angle here. You're gonna shift the weight, the hands come forward, we call it press. Hands separate, we push. Come here, you pivot on that right heel to the front, set it down at 90 degrees. Step back so that your feet are straight and parallel. Sun rises over the mountain and sun sets. Once more, sun rises. Shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. All right, we're gonna do grass or bird's tail one more time. We're gonna get to our breathing exercise. Sinking down, sun rises. Ward off to the right, toe up. Shift the weight. Up on the left toes, stepping forward, shift the weight. Pivot on the right heel, bring the hands up, horse stance position. Grasp the bird's tail and stroke it. Keep the hands where they are, 80% of the weight. 4 breaths. Stepping back, feet parallel, shoulders width, sun rises. Sun sets. Again, sun rises and sets. Shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. All right. Have a seat. Simple lotus, half, full, whatever is most comfortable for you. You want to sit tall. We're getting into our breathing exercise today, as we like to do and vary it up between one of our a couple of favorites. We're going to start shifting these breathing exercises and doing some different ones that open up different parts of the body. It's a bit of a yogic, or what some of you may call a yogic expression, but it's really all Qigong or breath work. So here we go. So from here, I want you to take your right hand, thumb and index finger touching, fingers relaxed, sitting on top of the left knee, sitting tall, back erect, palms up. Take your left hand, block off the left nostril, thumb and index finger, center of the forehead, sitting erect, breathing in, out, in, out, in, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in. Release. Switching hands, no breath. Left hand, palm up, breathing in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Fire breath. Deep breath in. Release. Both hands, palms up, thumb, index finger touching, breathing in. Out. Should notice both nostrils pushing and pulling. In. Out. In. Out. Fire breath. Deep breath in. Chin down. And release. All right. Excellent. So today, just quickly, what we went over was Asar Stance. We spent the bulk of our time working on ward off right and left in terms of that exercise where we're breathing and holding the position for 4 breaths in each area. We also showed you how to do that with grasping the bird's tail. And we went over grasping the bird's tail several times. We did our moon cycle movement together. And that's the thing that if you can remember that, get out under the moon tonight. We're good all the way till Wednesday in terms of being out under the moon, Wednesday night. So you have opportunity if you missed it last night or Sunday night or whatever night it is, wherever you are and you're watching this and you need to get out under the moon. Get out under the moon. We need to remember how truly awesome and wonder-filled this planet that we live on and that we share is. And so now that we got our breathing together, we got our bodies in the right place, what we're going to do is we're going to go from teachings of KhASA today. This is where we're going to go. All right. Wisdom from the sages of the ages, clearing the mind. All right. And so it says, my God, the process of aging brings senility. My mind decays and forgetfulness of the things of yesterday has already begun. Feebleness has come and weakness grows. Childlike, one sleeps all day. The eyes are dim and the ears are becoming deaf. The strength is becoming sapped. The mouth has grown silent and does not speak. The bones ache through and through. Good things now seem evil. The taste is gone. What old age does to people in evil is everything. The nose is clogged and does not breathe. It is painful even to sit or to stand. So may your servant be authorized to use the status that old age affords to teach the hearers, so as to tell them the words of those who have listened to the ways of our ancestors and of those who have listened to the gods. May I do this for you, so that strife may be banned from among our people, and so that the 2 lands, the 2 shores may serve you. And the majesty of the deity then said to KhASA, go ahead and instruct them in the ancient wisdom. May they become a model for the children of the great. May obedience enter into them, and may they be devoted to the one who speaks to them. No one is born wise. And so begins the formulation of Medu Nefer, or good speech, to be spoken by the prince, the count, the beloved of God, the eldest son of the emperor, the son of his body, mayor of the city and vizier, KhASA, instructs the ignorant in the knowledge and in the standards of good speech, Medu Nefer. It will profit those who hear. It will be a loss to those who transgress. And then KhASA began to speak to posterity. And then the actual teachings come from there. So that was the opening. And one of the things I want to share with that is that he was talking about how he was beginning to feel the effects of old age and feebleness and all that was at the beginning stages. So I need you, he was 110 when he actually penned this, just so you think about that. And he was talking about the beginning of old age. So I want us to begin to remember and think about what we have been conditioned to believe is quote unquote old is a societal and cultural programming. And that depending on our context, that it doesn't have to express itself in that way. That just as the trees and the turtles and all other long-lived creatures do, if we breathe slowly and move with intention, we too can transform and add longevity to our story. And so I want to thank you all for your participation, for your attendance, for your presence. I'd like to say to all the masters that have gone before us, we bow. Teacher to student, student to teacher, and honoring the ancestors and permanent witnesses of the earth and the sky. We say Ashe. Hatapu, peace to you, Ankh Uja, Seneb, life, health, and strength. Thank you for joining us. Remember, get out under the moon at your first opportunity. We want to get our Asar stance up to at least 10 minutes. If you're watching this, or if you're participating in this, you want your Asar stance near 10 minutes so that you'll be able to move with confidence. And you'll be able to take advantage of all of and get the full effects of the healing of the movements that we're talking about right now. Peace and blessings. Hatapu, Anku Jasaner, life, health, and strength. Peace.